Hey, we're up here in the loft working on those smoke alarm wires. So, at number 6 that I showed you, that's right down here. On our little catwalk up here. There's number 6. Right there. It's over the kind of entryway part. This is entryway there, dining room over there. The get you upside down here. Stairway is gonna be down there. Living room over there, and then four-season room way over there. The wall's not up dividing the four-season room living room yet. But anyway, so this will be the vaulted ceiling. They wanted a box up here, so there's a smoke alarm box there. I don't have any red on it yet, and I don't think I have to. It was just to help point them out to the inspectors when they come in, but probably won't have that red on there. And we've got this is the wire coming across to feed that. And this one goes up and back across over here into this room on this side above the master bedroom and everything. It comes across here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that blue wire across. I'm going to drill a hole through this header here and drill a hole through this wall here to get over to where the number 7 box is going to be mounted up there. Then I'll go up through the rafters there to mount box number 8, which, see this corner here? This wall is going to continue right on across here. So let me back up a little bit and show you. So that will be a wall coming across here, over to about in here. That wall will come across. Be about a 3.5 foot wide door here with a slider barn door going that way. Be a hallway here. Be a smoke alarm up here for this area, and then a wire coming down through the floor and over to feed Roxy's room down there. That'll be the last one. Yeah, I didn't see there's a nail here. I was trying to drill just over from it and ended up hitting that nail. So I'll have to sharpen that spade bit again. But I got through there. Now I got to get through here. I think I'll come over here. Yeah, it's not very sharp anymore. Okay, we're through there. Now, okay. Guess I can see about how much of that wire I'm going to need. Actually, let's do this. There is 3 feet, and from there is 2 feet. That's 5. From there to there, 6, 7. I need a foot hanging out, 7 feet. 7 feet should do it, so we'll cut it 8, just to give us a little reassurance that we're not going to cut it short. Right there is 8 feet. And I'll go just a touch more. Grab my trusty beater, one of them. I jump around so much, I pretty much leave hammers laying in every part of the house. That way, I don't have to go too far to get one to do something. Probably have 3 or 4 tape measures laying around the house too. Now, to get out of there, that's a big solid beam above there, so I can't go up through that. I can maybe come through here on an angle, so I could come out of the, oh, I already got my hole in the top, come across here, drill through here on an angle, and up through here and down. That might be my best bet for that next one. So let's start out with this. There we go. Let's see now. Trusses are running that way. Okay. Now, hopefully this 3-way wire will be enough to get over there. We're going to check it out and see. Not going to get too fancy right now. We're just checking out to make sure we're long enough. If we are, we'll start stapling things and work our way back. If we're not, we'll pull it out, get a different piece. Don't have any more blue wire, but I do have some 14 gauge 3-way. I'll just bend that around right now like that. I'm not going to be able to pull it out of there. This will get us going. We'll go down to main level and see if it looks like we're going to have enough wire to get over there. Okay. I'm not going to bother drilling my hole for this yet, just to check it out and see if the wire is long enough. I'm just going to kind of run it over and see if it looks like it'll work. So if I just go over the top of this wall here, like so, I can go in here like this, pull it over here and see. By golly, it looks like it'll do it. Almost like it was made for it. Maybe it will. I still got to staple it in a few places, but we shall see. We shall see. Close enough for me to start stapling it and check it out. Drill my hole. I got to have a hole drilled in there anyway. Now, once I start stapling this, I'm going to staple it to the wall up there. It's going to come down and kink a little to come over. This is going to staple probably along here. So that's going to pull it a little shorter. Every time you make a turn, you get it tight back into the corner so it looks good. It shortens it up a little bit. If there's an area where nobody's going to see it, you can kind of 45 that corner off a little and give you a little bit extra length. Cheat it that way a little bit, but for the most part, it gets shorter and shorter as you start stapling it into place. There, we're over to the right hole. Looks like we'll have enough if it doesn't shrink too much as I start stapling it back. Okay, guys, I got it pulled tight up there. Now I'm gonna start pulling it over into the corners up here, which is gonna pull a little bit of length out of the wire, but it's got to be done. Morning, everybody. Well, I'm up on the main floor. Had some things to get squared away before the inspector shows up later today. I have a couple of wires to run on the smoke alarm circuit. Like I said, those have to start at one end and finish up at clear at the other end. So I've got to go all 3 floors and all that. So yeah, it's most of it's done, but not all of it. So I've got a smoke alarm box right up there going into the master bedroom. That's number 4 in the line. Has to come up and over, up here, over here, and down into the 4-season room to that smoke alarm box right there. I have a wire going from this box over to number 7 up there in the ceiling, and I have a wire going from that box down through the floor to number 3 over at the basement kitchen, but nothing connecting this one to this one. So I'm going to run that wire now, and so I'm not going to run my wire across there. I got one more wire I got to run upstairs that goes from this side of the loft to that side of the loft. I've got one running from that side of the loft down to Roxy's room over there, and I've got one running from that box up there in the ceiling, smoke alarm box there, over to this room in the right-hand side of the loft. But I got to connect this one to that one, and the smoke alarm circuit's all run. And then a couple other things I'm going to work on. One is this switch box right down here. All he really wants to see right now this morning when he comes, or this afternoon when he comes over, is he wants to see all these stripped, twist all the grounds together, and have 2 ground wires left long to hook onto, actually 3 ground wires left long, because that's a triple circuit or triple switch box. So I'll have to have 3 ground wires coming out of that, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4 wires I've got there. So I'll twist them all together, cut one off at the end of the twist, put the copper crimp on there, crimp it in, and I can leave the rest of the wires out here for right now for his rough-in inspection. And then I can cover stuff up once I get approved. Cross your fingers and say a little prayer. Hopefully we get approved so I can start getting insulation in here. It's cold in here this morning. Drilled that last hole right from where I was at, but I thought I better go over so I could make sure there was no Romex on the back side of that 2x8. This is a 2x8, plus it's plated with 2x4 flatways on the other side. And one of the main supports of the house, that and that wall right there, that long wall behind the kitchen, between the kitchen and the master bedroom there, that is a 2x8 wall also. Plus they want me to truss it somehow. So I'm using metal straps to crisscross things so it'll be trussed so that it can't sag or anything like that. We built it bigger than we should have, and there's extra things you got to do because of it. Okay, I'll get that wire into the box. Get a stapler to hold it and start pulling stuff back and stapling it back that way. Looks like I got a little extra pulled out there. That's okay. It'll wind back up on that real easy. Well, with the sun hitting those black shingles on the roof, it's starting to warm up in here a little bit. But the problem is all my tools, this tripod I'm holding on to, all that stuff is really cold because it was in here overnight. It was down to in the 30s last night. So everything is cold, everything I touch. It's coming up. We're almost 48 degrees in here now. Whoop, 47.8, just went up 10th. Oh, 7.8, it's bouncing. But anyway, we're roughly 48 degrees in here right now, which isn't too bad. So, get my fingers warmed up. Heck of it is you can't work very good with gloves on, you know? I mean, put gloves on, keep your hands warm, and then you can't handle the wire staples, anything like that. And I'm right-handed, so swing a hammer with the right hand, hold the staples and nails and stuff with that hand. I took the end of this finger off working on this house a couple years ago, and it doesn't grip as good as it used to. I don't have the feeling in there like I used to. Makes me a little clumsier than I already was. So, just a little backstory. I'm going to give it a try with these gloves again. Once fingers get just so cold, they don't want to work good, you know? Well, there goes one for the gloves. This is a 14.3 Romex, so it's got a black, a white, a red, and a ground in there, and that's what you have to run for the smoke alarms. Let's see, which one was it? There was one truss that was the first one we set. Oh, it was back there. The truss that sits right over the top of this kitchen slider here. So it's right on top of that wall where the kitchen slider is. Where are you at here? Where did I put you guys? Oh, there you are. Hey. That truss, that was the very first truss we set on the house. It sits across that wall there, goes across the ceiling of the master bedroom all the way over to that side of the house, comes across here, sits across the top of that wall, rests on this 2x8 wall, goes up and over to this side, and tail to tail with the 2-foot overhangs and everything was like 75 feet long. Judy and I have been trying to dig out some of our older videos. We wanted to start a YouTube channel way back then. We started taking videos and photos and everything like that. Actually, when we started putting the driveway in, before we ever started digging the basement. We want to get together a time lapse of start to finish over the last 7 years, but we got thinking maybe we should wait a little bit longer on it, keep going what we're doing, and start gathering stuff, putting it in a folder on the computer and getting ready for it. And we'll get you out one of those eventually, and you'll be able to see, for one thing, when we started, Judy had long, curly, dark hair. She had ever since I met her back 40 some years ago, and chemo kind of changed that, but life is good. We're still together. We're still going strong. So we're blessed. But yeah, we'll get that together for you sometime and get that out on the air so everybody can see it. Hopefully, we'll have a few more subscribers by then. Speaking of which, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like what we do, please consider subscribing and give us a thumbs up if you enjoy it. And please consider telling some friends about our channel. They might like to watch too. Appreciate it very much. There's that. Now, cut it off about down here maybe. That one's done. Okay, guys, slight change of plans. Before I go upstairs and run that three-way wire, the last three-way wire of the smoke alarm circuit, decided to take care of this problem down here first. Is stripping these wires here. We're just to the left of the 16-foot slider, right by the walk-in door, kitchen porch out there. This is a four-season room. Like I said, there will be a wall from the end of that wall across to the fireplace. From the other side of the fireplace across to that wall. Big old fireplace here going all the way up out that hole right up there. I know it's not good practice to cut over your hand. I should know better. Lower to shelf. I've got writing on these here. I'm going to transfer that writing up here so I still know which one goes where. I don't know if you noticed the three-way wire I got in here was gray. I accidentally bought a spool of, not a 1,000-foot spool, just 250 foot, but it was a spool of underground three-way. A lot more expensive, but at the time I needed some and that's all I had, and I didn't even realize it was underground. So it's a lot harder to strip the wires back. But we got to get her done. Whoops. Once you get it back a little farther, you might have enough to get a hold of. I'm not sure here. There we go. Now it's stripping back farther. I use these for twisting. They got a nice flat jaw on them, but you really got to be careful and make sure you keep this opening here where your wires are coming out. Because if you twist them around that way, you might actually nip one of your wires with them cutters. Keep them that way, and then you can tell what you're doing. You can tell you got them out of the way. See, they're coming out right there in that opening in the jaw there. We'll get these twisted. Get a collar on them. There. Okay, we got enough twist in there. See what we got here. got enough twist in there. I'll get that copper sleeve and I'll slide it right up onto the twist. Get it crimped. Cut one of these off. Have the other 3 to go to switch, switch, and switch.